Let's discuss the different forms of transportation here in Ireland. The first and the most important one is your leg. Your leg travels more than any part of your body, so you need to prepare that your leg is very fine because you're going to walk a lot here. I cannot count how many times I've walked for a journey. I'll be like, if it was back home, I wouldn't walk this far. Sometimes you just think, okay, I'm going this way, and you need to walk to a certain bus stop or to a certain tram station before you can get the transportation there, and you just walk a lot. That's just the simplest way to explain it. Next is the buses. So the buses is very efficient in most areas, and especially within the heart of Dublin, because almost everywhere is connected. So the buses runs up, it's not 24 hours, but they run to a little bit late into the night, and you are paying €2 for a 90-minute journey. But let's say you are going to a long distance and you have to take more than three buses. As long as the three buses you are tapping your card on is within the 90-minute window, then you are not going to spend more than €2. But be sure that when it is 90 minutes, you come down, because if you are caught, you have a fine of €100 to pay, and that's not good. Next is the tram. I actually love this one, especially when it is not crowded, because it's very fast. Only when you are within the city center that you get to get some road blockages here and there, but immediately it leaves the heart of the town, you are just going on your own. There's no traffic jam or anything like that. It's very fast, very roomy, and I just like the tram. And that thing, the first time I see it, it was scary because it's very long. Next is the train. I've actually used this. I'm sure you've seen it in one of my vlog when I went to Cork. It's really good, but that's when you are most times going out of your county. But there are also trains within the county, depending on where you live, because the train is not in every way like the buses or the trams. It's just depending on where you live or where you're going to, that you have to use the train. They also have the taxi. So those ones, usually taxi are more expensive, but their taxi here is different from back home. Back home, you see taxis shouting, rumeme, rumeme, this one is no, no, no. They don't shout here. Sometimes they have like a stand where they just stand, you just go there and then you pick and you go. It keeps moving. Their taxi here operates like, let's say, Bolt back home. So they have apps where you can book them, or you can as well wave them down the road. But waving them on the road is more stressful than booking. It's just better you book them, because most times you can be on the road for more than 5 minutes and you will not be able to stop any taxi. All of them are just passing you by. Just book with the apps. You can use the Free Now app, or you can use the Uber app to book a taxi to come to your destination. They also have the doubling bike, like bicycle. So they are public bicycle. You can rent it for a day. You can register and become like a member, and you have access to the bicycle for a year. I think it's about €35 for 1 year, and a day or two also have their this thing as well. So if you want to ride any bike and you don't want to buy the bicycle on your own, you can go and take the one from the government, pay the money, and then you go to wherever you're going to. At the end of the day, you just return it to where they have spots where you can park them. You just go and park them there, and then you go to your way. And then there is a private car. So if you have your own car, or your friend has a car, and then you have your learner's permit or your driver's license, then you can use your private car and go to wherever you want to go. So yeah, those are the forms of transportation that exist here, and that are very efficient, especially here in Dublin. It's a little more different if you're outside of Dublin, because I remember when I went to Cork, the bus was not as frequent or as many as we have here in Dublin, and I think it is even worse in some counties like Galway, Waterford, than it is in other counties. So those are the forms of transportation I've seen here in Ireland, and I'll see you in my next